one of the biggest things is, I'm trying to promote the Falcon Alumni Network. That's the biggest thing. The Alumni Network, we're rebuilding from the ground up. We've already started great with a handful of our board members, and we're expanding. Awesome. So we're growing this. It's a great network to get involved in. We're partnering with local businesses to help promote them with our network, with our alumni. But we're also we're doing stuff out in the community. Like we'll be volunteering this weekend with the Alumni Network. We're trying to do a lot of different things in our community. And so if you're a UTPB alum, definitely come back and hit us up and get involved with the university. And I mean, you can get involved in more ways than one. It doesn't have to be monetary. It can also just be your time as well. Yeah. As like I mentioned before, this is not just a membership. I believe it to be a movement. And so you can help change a lot of lives just by your wealth of knowledge and your experiences. Yeah.
Out west where the sun always beams bright, Midland skies keep the hustle in sight. BAM Consultants got the blueprint intact. For dreamers on the grind, they got your back. Championing dreams from the ground to supreme, providing that spark, igniting the team. Marketing flow strategies that glean. BAM in Midland, building your dream. They teach
Bam! Man, we got a throwback today. Mr. Jorge Payen with UTPB alumni. I'm going to let him say his title because I was already chopping that up. Welcome, Jorge. How you doing, brother?
Hey, man, I appreciate you letting me on this. Just a couple weeks ago, we recorded your podcast over in our area. So, I mean, it's awesome to be on yours. I do appreciate it.
Absolutely, brother.
Yeah, my name is Jorge Payen. I'm the Director of Alumni Relations and Annual Giving at UT Permian Basin.
Already. And we know each other from when we used to go to school together.
Yeah,
at the same time.
Back in the day. I remember you were working in the, what was it called? The Small Business Center?
The Rodin Center.
The Rodin Center, man. Yeah. That's where we got acquainted. And then, of course, through Michael Crane.
Yes, sir.
Rest in peace.
The man, the myth, the legend.
That's right.
Rest in peace,
and so,
buddy.
I mean, he was a great individual, great man, great professor. I mean, I didn't have the privilege of being in one of his courses, but I heard a lot of great things. And I mean, just talking to you, I can see how much he motivated you and how much he did that. And I mean, in the short time that I got to meet him, he was a phenomenal mentor.
It was a blessing to all the students who went to school at that time.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and kind of like you just alluded to, not even directly, right? You heard a lot about him.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So it's like, you know. And when I did go to record the podcast, that was awesome, bro. So thank you for having me on your podcast.
Well, yeah, because man, I couldn't think of anybody better, honestly. The whole point of the podcast is to highlight alumni that are doing great things out in the community. And you, in combination with Michael Crane, continuing on his legacy and continuing on his work. Who else am I going to get on the podcast?
I love it, man.
Who could be better?
I love it, brother. I love it, man. And, you know, it was like kind of it's a full circle deal.
Yeah.
Right? Because where you operate out of, it's still the Rodin Center.
It is.
Just in a different location.
Just different location.
And the vision for what we had when we were doing My Falcon Radio.
Yep.
It was, when I walked in, I'm like, this is it. This is the next iteration of what we were wanting.
Yeah.
You know, we were wanting a room that was dedicated to media.
Yep. Where
students could go in like they're going into a science lab and create, right? Media, right? And, you know, because you can, this was our philosophy. This is Michael's philosophy. He was a professor, right? So he taught by the book, but he also taught from experience.
Right. He had so much experience.
So much experience.
Like I mentioned, everything I heard is like he was great on giving you both the textbook education that you needed, but also the street knowledge that you needed. Yeah. He was out there. He knew what he was talking about.
Good way to put it.
And he was phenomenal.
Great way to put it, right? The street aspect of it, because he did grow up, you know, streetwise.
He did.
You know.
I remember that story.
A lot of stories, man. But that was the purpose, right? Yeah. To give kids that mix, right? Okay, yeah, it's great to learn the books, but let's get your hands dirty. Let's get your hands in it, creating. So we created My Falcon Radio. You were part of the Falcon Flock.
I was.
Right? So we were out there at the same time with the football games, getting hype. It was a lot of fun, man.
It was so much fun. I miss it. I miss it so much. Like, honestly, I feel like I want to go back for a second bachelor just so I can get back into it. But no, it was a lot of fun. And I mean, that crew that we put together just made it that much more fun. And I mean, the guys that you guys had with you for My Falcon Radio, to be able to be on the sidelines, watching, recording, taking video, all that stuff, doing interviews and everything. I was just like, man, this is a great group of people around here. It made every Saturday night that much more fun. Right,
because you knew that there was involvement, student involvement. You know, it's like we just, you know, because for years it was a running joke of Odessa, right? Oh, no football team. Yeah. You know what I mean? They even made shirts.
I remember that.
Shirts, no football team, though, right? But when we finally got one, it was exciting.
It was. It changed the aspect of the university because it went from a university where having the biggest sport that we had was basketball. And I mean, we had a phenomenal basketball team at the time. Coach Andy Newman, he was a phenomenal coach and took us to the NCAA tournament several times.
That's right. Yeah.
But I mean, once you start adding that aspect of football in football country, it just changes the environment completely. And so that's actually where me and my buddies got together. We're like, let's create the Falcon Flock. Yeah. It's like bring in that energy on top of bringing it with the football team.
Yeah.
And it's like, so then that's where that actually got created. And so, I mean, a lot of the guys actually came out of high school from OHS, and there's a version of that there. It's called the Wild Bunch. There's a version at Permian as well called the Flag Runners. And so, or the Flag Crew, I'm sorry. But we took a variation of it and brought it to Division II football. Yeah. And I mean, it was just phenomenal. And after doing the research, we were like, man, we have a lot less regulations, so we can get away with a lot more.
Already.
And so, I mean, right off the bat, we left our mark. And I mean,
for sure.
I think just like I said, that initial group, but I mean, after so many years, it just grew better and better every single year.
So they're still running around, huh?
They're still running around. Nice. It doesn't look the same as they did before, but they're still running around, causing havoc.
Awesome. I remember, we used to get in trouble.
Oh, I try not to tell the stories too many times, but I mean, I go around and I tell them, it's like, I have a personal record of about 50 to 60 different times that the ref had to give me a warning. We've been kicked off twice. I mean, ejected, completely ejected off of the game, off of the floor. I personally, in this part, I'm not publicly proud of, is I almost got into 5 fights. And it was just because, I mean, we said some things, but I mean, we kept it within the regulations and rules, but I mean, feelings get hurt.
Feelings get hurt, man. Sorry for some people.
But it was a lot of fun. And I mean, it like I said, it helped create the atmosphere. Other universities weren't accustomed to it.
Right.
And I remember there was a whole lot of Twitter wars and Twitter battles back in that day.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. They were bashing on us. And I mean, it was phenomenal because it helped create more of that environment. Because I mean, you go to a D1 college and you see all these different programs, these spirit programs and everything. There's always going to be something that goes on. There's always going to be social media. There's always going to be some sort of conflict, but it helps create that environment. Mm-hmm. And so just being able to bring that into a D2 school is even more phenomenal. And I tell everybody that I come across, and even to this day, even though I'm a director now, I tell everybody, we're all recruiters at the university. You can talk to anybody and everybody. Yes, you're always a recruiter. Why? Because you're sharing your experiences. You're sharing all of these different, your knowledge base of the university. Yeah. And in a way, you're also helping encourage them to either go back to school, go to school, or even just look into wanting to go to school. And so
that's awesome.
That's what I tell everybody. It's like, it became my second home. The UTPB did. Yeah. And even though I live in Odessa, I commuted every day to the university. I never felt like I was lacking in that university environment or that university feel that you would get like maybe going to a bigger institution.
Right.
But where I gained a lot of knowledge was because the university is very big now and it's still growing, but we still have this sense of family. And it's like you can go to your professors. To this day, I have several professors that I can still go and talk to, and they still remember me. They still remember the time that I was sitting in their courses, any of the funny stuff that happened in one of my courses. I actually just walked in the other day and met with one of my old professors. She retired a while back ago, Professor Fife. I don't remember her. She did psychology. So she's no longer with the university. I ran into her, and she remembered me right off the bat. She's like, I remember you walked into my class with a bag full of melted marshmallows, and we were talking about social norms that day, and you were eating it like if it was a giant sandwich. And I remember that day too, because I was just sitting there, and she, first words out of her, all right, today we're going to learn about social norms. She looks at me, and like she had not seen me up until that point. She scans the room, and as soon as she lands on me, and she's like, and this is why we talk about social norms.
That's so true, because I will run into a professor here and there, and like you said, immediate recognition. Like, hey, how are you doing? What do the discussion just flows like like an old friend, right? That you just run into after a long time. You just pick up, yeah, how you doing? Where are things? Oh, how's class? Just it's amazing because being going to school at a smaller college, right? In smaller market college, it's you said you're creating family, right? They're not going through thousands. Right, no. A professor, right? Because I went to UT Austin, and you walk in there, and there's a 350 person class.
Oh yeah.
There's no way a professor's going to remember.
Unless you're somewhat you either stand out in that. You got to stand out one way in that class, either good or bad. But one way he's going to remember
leave a memory, right?
That's the only way. But even if you just sat and coasted in one of our classes at UTPB, you're still going to be remembered. And so, they may not remember your name, but they'll remember your face.
Yeah.
They'll say, "Hey, I think I had you for one of my courses." And like I said, to this day, Joe Stafford, another one.
Stafford, yeah.
Statistics class.
Yeah.
I still remember his. To this day, and this is the funny part, and I hope no one from UTPB is going to watch this, but I'm terrible at math. Yeah. It's like it's the craziest thing. But statistics, because the way that Stafford showed me how to do what is it called, statistical probability analysis. Yeah. I still remember how to do it.
Wow.
But long division, I struggle.
Forget about it.
I struggle.
But the hard stuff you got.
Yeah, but I got that statistical analysis portion, and it's just because, like I said, the way that he taught me. Yeah. And to this day, he still remembers me. And the funny thing is, now that I moved into a position where I'm doing fundraising for the university, he does this funny thing where he throws me a quarter every time, and he's like, "Put that towards the fund." And every time he walks by my office, tosses a quarter in. He sees me walking past, he's already looking for a quarter and tosses it over. And it's just phenomenal. But that's again, going back to just those types of family bonds that you create. And I mean, most of our students can even call back to the university and try to find or email to their old professors, and they're still going to be there. They're still going to answer.
Right. It's a great institution, and it's held some of you guys. Like, you're still there, right? There's several others students that started working.
We just continue working on that. I tell people, it's like, I graduated from there. I got both my degrees from there, but I love the mission so much that I decided to stick around.
This episode of BAM BizTalk is brought to you by Flash Mobile. Whether you're managing your business, chasing your dreams, or just handling life on the go, Flash Mobile gives you nationwide for GLTE coverage. No contracts and total freedom, all at a price that makes sense. Activate your plan in minutes. Bring your own device. Stay in control wherever life takes you. Contact us and make the switch today. And now let's get back to today's show.
So your position, your title. Yep. Tell us about what's your mission. What do you do?
Yeah. So, I mean, currently, like I said, I'm the Director of Alumni Relations and Annual Giving. So the annual giving portion, I'm fundraising for the university. I help raise funds for different aspects, different areas of the university, whether it's a college, a department, an initiative, a research opportunity, anything that is really needed on campus, I'm involved in those talks. Mm-hmm. And so I help connect with donors or with just the community. Annual giving is more broad, so I mean, I'm engaging more of the community. One of the biggest events that I do every single year is Falcon Giving Day. We do that around Valentine's Day in February. And so we kind of engage the community to want to give back, show them exactly what it is that UT Permian Basin is doing, and in hopes that they will want to get involved, whether they're monetary or just volunteering their time. Yeah. And that's one of the biggest things, is that philanthropy is not just dollars, it's also time spent. Right. So, I mean, if you want to come out and volunteer at the university, even better. We will accept that as well, just as much as we'll accept the check.
Hey, man, time or money, right?
Time or money, that's exactly right. And I mean, it's just, and then, of course, the alumni portion is just maintaining and cultivating relationships with our alumni. Yeah. We want to make sure that we stay connected. We show our alumni what has changed at the university, but also how they can make a change. I see the alumni network not necessarily as a membership or anything like that. I see it as a movement, because with our alumni, we can help our current students progress just by having a conversation with them. Can give them direction, guidance. That's one way. You can internships. We have one of the great things about the university is our relationships with businesses in the Permian Basin. We've created so many internship opportunities for our students that we're at the point where we're telling businesses is like, you can try. We can't guarantee we'll get you a student, but we have so many internships.
Nice.
And so
it's a good problem to have.
It's a great problem to have. And I mean, Megan Baeza also,
she's amazing.
Also a UTPB alum,
is
phenomenal at her job, and she's built this up so well.
Yeah.
And we're happy to help her out in that sense. But like I said, alumni are getting back involved, and that helps us, like I said, create these relationships with companies, bigger Fortune 500 companies, or just big companies in the area.
Yeah.
And so it helps our students grow, but it also helps the UT Permian Basin grow. Because a lot of these students that are coming back and they're talking to us and they're telling us, is like, this is where I got my start. And the reason that I am where I am is because of UT Permian Basin.
Yes.
And honestly, that's the part of my job that I love, is hearing the stories. I tell everybody, I love to collect stories where I can get onto like podcasts. I can get on this podcast, or I can go out and talk to donors. I can go out and talk to anybody and be like, just start name dropping and start telling these stories. Like Alex Shock. Phenomenal individual.
Shout out to Alex.
Shout out to Alex. He's a station manager at 103.3. Y'all definitely listen in on the 5 o'clock show. But he was on the show a couple weeks ago on my podcast, and he was saying the exact same thing. He's like, I got my start at UTPB. UTPB gave me my start. Yeah. And it was all because of so-and-so, Adrian Lodge at the university, and other people involved, because they helped me realize what I wanted to do. They gave me the opportunity to start showing who I was and becoming who I was, and it helped me become who I am today.
Awesome.
And so, and just having that, like I said, having that story, but also having that connection where I can reach out to him and say, hey, I have a wonderful student here that is wanting to get involved or wanting to know more about the position that you hold. Do you mind sitting down with them, having lunch, coffee, whatever the case may be, or just giving them a tour of the station or something? Right. And so and 9 times out of 10, they're like, let's do it.
It helps them see what's possible. Exactly. The students, right? Because I remember Alex. He was my Falcon Radio's original DJ.
That's right.
And like kids from here, right? A lot of the times, we just want to graduate high school and bounce. We want to get out of town.
That's right.
Quick. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Everybody was like, oh, Texas Tech, UT Austin,
right?
Baylor, all these different high-end schools. There's like, I just want to get out of.
I just want to go, right?
That's right.
And it's not even because the school they're going to is like has anything special, or it's just not here.
Right.
Right.
It's anywhere but here.
And so the kids are like, so they don't feel, oh, well, I got stuck staying home, right? Well, when they meet somebody who's went right where they were, and became something. Right?
That's right.
That's inspiration.
It is.
Right? That in the spirit of, the word inspiration, right? That's in the spirit of. Like, so they're like, oh, they're in the spirit of that person that just told them that story.
Exactly.
Right? They're like, I started here and I sort of didn't have much resources, but look at you now. Look what you have available to you 10 years down the road.
That's right. And I mean, that's just the biggest story. I mean, story of my own is, I grew up single parent household. It was my mom, my sister, my 2 grandparents, and my mom was taking care of all of us. Yeah. At the exact same time that like my sister had graduated high school, I was getting ready to graduate within the next year and a half or so. I mean, she went back and got her master's degree, which was nice. I'm super proud of her.
Awesome.
The fact that she was able to do that while maintaining us and helping my grandparents, and it was a lot. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Back in high school, I probably didn't help out as much as I should have. Right. I probably caused more problems than anything else.
For sure.
But she was the reason that motivated me, honestly, to want to go back and get my master's. And so, I mean, that's just my story. We didn't have much growing up. Yeah. We didn't have a lot of money to be able, for all of us to be able to go to college. But because of the opportunities that UT Permian Basin had, and just the federal government in general with FAFSA, but on top of that, like I said, with scholarships that UTPB had and everything. Yeah. It made it to where I graduated debt free. Nice. And so, I mean, that's a great story. Nice. But I mean, being able to hear this from alumni saying the exact same thing. Right. It's like recent, over the last couple of years, is that we brought on Falcon Free. We brought on all these different initiatives to help students want to come to the university and not have to worry about that financial burden. Right. And so, being on this side of the university, where now I am in a position where I am bringing in those dollars to help these students, it honestly makes me so proud. I'm happy to be able to be part of the change and part of the impact. And so that's one of the great stories that I love to hear, is that I graduated debt free. I was able to get my degree, and then they tell me, a lot of times they'll go in a little bit about their past. Some of them will have wonderful stories about their past, but some of them will have tragic stories or other stories. And so, but either way, it's like those types of stories help motivate. And that was honestly the whole point of the podcast that I created, the Once a Falcon, is to kind of show students, and this is for students, prospect students, community members, everybody to kind of just see what our alumni are doing and driving in the area, and where did they get their start from? Right. How did they get their start from? Yeah. What opportunities were we able to provide to them so that they can make their start? Right. And so it just makes that much more of an impact. The story part of it itself, right? If you hear somebody's story, you're like, oh, okay, that I have a chance, right? I can do that. That's you know what I mean? I can. What's my story? That's right. I think that's where it is. Like, how do I write my story into this? Well, and one of the things is I love to see, and I love for students to kind of see is like a lot of people have the same story. Is that they come from the same background or the same situations or situations that are similar to their own. Right. And if they can hear somebody else that made it, that have created this wonderful world for themselves, this great grand empire, it's like hopefully that encourages them to want to be the same. There's hope. To want to do the same. Right. Exactly. There's hope. And so that was, like I said, that's the whole point of the podcast. Yeah. It's like up until that point, I was one of the only ones hearing all of these stories. So I wanted to create a platform. I wanted to create a platform where these stories can be heard by many, by all. And so hopefully it's trending very well from what I can see. We've had a great success on the initial startup. Nice. So now it's just growing it. That's awesome, brother. Yeah, congrats on that. I appreciate that. You know, hope you continue to have that success. And I think you will, because if you're bringing in alumni who there's a lot of us out here. There's a lot of us, man. I make the joke, it's like you could throw a stick out here and hit an alumni. That's good, man. The whole storytelling aspect is so important to what you're doing, right? Because you're doing it right there in like I went on the podcast. I was talking about the story of how that room came to, the origins of it, right? The origins, the idea, the concept, everything. Just like I was in awe when I walked in there, and I was so happy, man. Yeah. Because the university has changed so much, it really has. Aesthetically, it's a beautiful campus, and you guys are just keep making updates, upgrades. I mean, right? we gotta get with the times, man. Yeah. That's the thing. I mean, right now we're undergoing a multi-million-dollar renovation, which I mean, the Mesa building, the main building on the campus, been up for 52 years. Like she needed a facelift. Oh yeah, she needed some love. Yeah. And so that's what we're doing. We're renovating every single floor. We're changing up the aesthetics of the university to kind of draw in and give that more of a university feel. Yeah. And so that was one of the things, like back when I was an orientation leader for the university in my undergrad, that was one of the things that they taught us, is that a lot of the times students will come to orientation even not necessarily committed to wanting to go here, but this is what makes or breaks it. It's like the interactions that they're going to have at these orientations, what they see, how they feel. And so with creating these different areas or updating these different areas, we're hoping that this kind of build up onto that more. Because, I mean, you go to Texas Tech, UT Austin, is like you have the 40 acres at UT Austin, and they're beautiful. Yeah. They're wonderful. And so once you step onto that campus, you're like, man, this is where I would like to go. Yeah. And so that's the same type of experience that we hope to be able to create here at UTPB. So you mentioned something earlier, and I wanted to make sure that you explain it. So, because a lot of people know about it, but there's a lot of people that don't know about the Falcon Free. Oh yeah, that program. So who can take advantage of that, and how does it work? Well, I mean, and it's been a while since I've worked in financial aid, so my details might be a little bit rusty, but I mean, Falcon Free is an opportunity for those that are in household incomes of $100,000 or less. Gotcha. Okay. And so if there's a household income of $100,000, all you have to do is submit a FAFSA on the federal application, and then once you submit that, you'll be reviewed. Like I said, if it's less than $100,000 and you show that you have financial need, then this Falcon Free program will essentially come in and help pay for tuition and fees on all your courses. Now, it doesn't go towards housing or anything like that, but that's where all the other extra money that we have in grants, scholarships, and all that stuff comes into play and helps out a lot of students.
Awesome, man. That goes a long ways right there.
It does. Originally, it was at 60,000. I remember it used to be called Falcon Promise. I don't know if you remember that.
Okay, yeah.
So it was the same
updated.
program.
Gotcha.
It just got an update. But the thing was, we extended it because it went from $60,000 household income to $100,000, which, as you know, in this area, $100,000 is a very common household income. And so, I mean, being in the Permian Basin has its challenges.
For sure.
Mainly because of the oil field and all of the different energy services that we have here.
Yeah.
I mean, the cost of living is pretty high in this area compared to other areas. And so with that, we were able to adapt a little bit more to help more students want to come to UTPB.
Yeah. Was it for any degree?
It's for any degree,
Oh, wow.
any student that wants to come on board, as long as you are seeking an undergraduate degree.
Yeah.
And like I said, you submit a FAFSA application, and then you have a household income of less than $100,000.
Nice. All right. Cool. So, hey, I'll take advantage.
Definitely.
You know?
Yeah. If you need any more questions, I mean, I could be a point of contact for you, but definitely get in contact with the financial aid office at UTPB. They're phenomenal individuals.
They are. A lot of great people there.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, man. You know, I do miss, I miss the college atmosphere, right?
Which part? The waking up at like noon and then running to class, or the living off of ramen noodles?
It was all fun, bro. It was especially the ramen noodles part, man. I can make some bomb ramen noodles.
I think
bro.
at one point you just become a chef with ramen noodles.
Yes, sir.
Whenever you're in college, like you start adding stuff in. It's like, wow, I never knew they could taste so good.
What was it? Oh, it's just ramen. Yeah. But yeah, no, I missed that because before I got UTPB, I was already a long time college student, right? Like I was a professional student.
Yeah,
right?
you
know?
were.
Like I changed majors like 6 times.
And that's fine.
And I mean, I have no qualms about it, man. I love learning. I love knowledge. And the thing was that when I went to college, I didn't have a goal other than learn, right? You know what I mean? Like that was my goal. And so it was weird because my first major was like psychology.
Okay.
Yeah, right? Because I was already into psychology, reading about Jung and Rogers and Freud and all these, you know, the builders of what we know as psychology.
Right.
And I was like, that's super interesting. I love psychology. You know, how
like, I'm a
people
major.
operate. Yeah. And then I found out, wait, I have to be here for 10 years, get a PhD before I'm able to do anything. I was like, I don't want to be in school that long. Joke was on me.
Literally,
But and I ended up in engineering and physics, and there was all kinds of different degrees. And I was general studies for the longest time, just so I could take any class I wanted.
Right.
But it was fun. But I missed that life, right? Of, you know, I'm gonna go to class and I'm gonna learn and I'm gonna talk with people, talk with students, and it's all about ideas. We're talking about ideas.
Networking.
You know, there's nothing to like, okay, because in business, you have that moment, but you have time constraints.
Right.
Right? Because you have to take that idea and move it into something that's going to work.
That's exactly right.
Right? But man, in college, I'm like, we're just exploring.
Yeah. You can sit there all day. You
mind.
can just debate. You can talk. You can do all these different things.
Yeah.
And I mean, time was not of the essence.
No, at all. Right. And I that's what I love about the college life. And you know what? I still might get back because I do plan to keep going to school eventually.
Hey, there you go.
And because I do want to retire old age and be that 90-year-old professor. That's me. I'm happening, bro.
Hey, man, come back to UTPB, make an impact there.
Hey, man, I'd love to, for sure, pay back.
But
right?
I mean, you touch base on this, and you'd be surprised to hear is like there's a lot of students nowadays that just don't know what they want to do.
Yeah,
and it's very common.
Super common.
And a lot of students. Of course, there's those students that come in and they're like, I have to figure out what I have to do. I have to know what I have to do.
Yeah,
I have to hone this down. It's like even myself. I went in with a degree in music education.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and everyone, I get the same reaction every time I tell them.
Because you're mariachi, right?
I play mariachi music.
Right.
I've been playing mariachi music since 7th grade, and ever since then, it's just been something that I really enjoy doing. Shout out to Mr. Madrid and Jeremias Hernandez. They cut that into me, and they just kind of helped me see the different aspects of it, and I just realized it's like, okay, I think that's what I want to do. I want to teach mariachi music. I want to continue on this culture. And quickly did I realize, I was like, this is not what I want to do for the rest of my life. Not as a full-time career, at least.
Right.
And so kept up with the mariachi. Still play, even to this day, I still play with the UTPB community group. And so,
cool.
But I ended up switching to information systems. Technology. Love technology. Love messing with it. I mean, you can even ask my mom if you ever get the chance. It's like, even as a young kid, I was always pressing all the buttons on everything, trying to see what they do, was reading the manuals and trying to figure out all the different things, and quickly became the family IT guy.
Yeah.
And so that joke actually turned into me getting my degree in information systems.
Nice.
And then I even went a step further and got an emphasis in cybersecurity. Because it was an industry that's actually growing.
Yeah.
And so I figured it's like, let me get some knowledge in that. Little did I know I wasn't going to go into IT and cybersecurity. But I changed my major, honestly, about 2 or 3 times before I landed on this. And finally graduated with my degree. Yeah. And later on started working for the university and was given the opportunity to go back and get my master's on top of that.
Nice. Congratulations on that.
I appreciate that.
And your master's was in?
It was actually in business administration.
Oh.
So I got my MBA.
MBA.
That's right.
That's awesome. Congratulations on that.
Yeah, bro. I was actually sitting a couple weeks ago in front of Dr. Saran, and he was like, "You're one of our business alumni," and I was like, "Yeah, I got my master's," and he's like, "I remember." And then of course Stauffer was in the room. There was several other professors that I actually had, and they were like, "Oh, that's George."
You've grown up so much.
It's like I didn't even talk in my class. It's like, but now you won't stop talking. I was like, I do talking for a living now. I'm sorry.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome. I was like, if I would have talked in your class, I probably would never stop.
Man, yeah. I mean, you get Stauffer talking, man.
Oh, man. I mean, there's so many like that at the university. Yeah. I mean, Stauffer's one of them. I mean, but those are just conversations that you really do enjoy. Yeah. I don't know if you remember Michael Frawley.
Yeah,
he was
Frawley,
a history professor. I mean, he's now the dean of student success. I mean, he's another one that I didn't get the privilege of being in his classes, but heard so many great things about his courses, and somehow I ended up connecting with him as a student, and we created that bond of family. And like to this day, we still joke around with each other. I still see him every once in a while and have those conversations. Now, if I get him started on college football, I'm probably never leaving his office because he'll never stop.
Yeah, that's awesome. You know, because when you are working in an environment like that, you were a student, you were a kid, right? You were a kid, and they've seen you grow up. They've seen you mature.
I still am. What are you talking about?
I'm like, what are you talking about?
It's honestly, and like from my perspective as an alumni, twice alumni, is like just seeing the changes, getting to see them firsthand, but not just that, but also be part of the change, be part of the impact. It honestly fulfills what I feel like my purpose is, and being able to help each and every student, remember anybody on the campus. That's always been my initiative, and I mean, I think I've set myself up there pretty well and well known to be as a go-to person at UTPB.
Entrepreneurs and small business owners, are you searching for ways of taking your business to the next level? BAM is your answer. We specialize in crafting high-performance marketing strategies that put your brand front and center right in the palm of your customers' hands. Not only can we create a premium website full of features that optimize your social media and digital marketing presence, but we ensure that your brand gets multiple views from your target audience and even those visiting your competition. BAM is your go-to solution in the Permian Basin. But we're not just about digital and social media marketing. We're a one-stop shop offering a spectrum of services, including business mentorship, strategic planning, market research, and access to capital. That's right. We can get you funding to expand your business. With BAM, you're not just getting a service, you're gaining a partner committed to your growth for the life of your business. So why wait? Kickstart your journey to success today. Call us to set up a free consultation and discover how BAM can help your business soar above the rest. 432-247-8840. Call today and get your business launched.
Starting a business isn't about logos, especially luck. It's about building a foundation that lasts. The Business Accelerator Blueprint by BAM Ventures gives you a proven 5-step system to launch and scale in 90 days. From entity formation and branding to cash flow systems and growth, this blueprint takes you from scattered to streamlined. Don't guess your way through business. It's not the way to go. Build it in a smart way. Call BAM Ventures, your business sidekick. 432-247-8841. And let's lock in your blueprint on the pathway to success.
UTPB.
Yeah, that's awesome. You know every inch of that campus.
Just like the back of my hand.
Yeah, that's good, man. So, you kind of talked to, you're a mariachi, right?
Yeah.
You grew up, was your family musical? You grew up?
But my grandfather, actually, he was, and my cousins, they went through band. I was the only one that didn't do band. My sister didn't do any instruments, but my grandfather played guitar. And I remember growing up every single day, he'd practice. And now he's up to the age where he can't practice anymore. Yeah. But I still have those memories where I'd get home from school, or on the weekends, I can always hear him in his room, and he just play his guitar. Yeah. He'd play the violin. And then whenever I started playing, we'd start going to the music store a little bit more often, and he'd always wanted to go.
Yeah.
He'd always go, and he'd be like, oh, I remember I learned how to play that instrument, and I'm like, wow. Yeah. So my grandpa has a vast amount of knowledge when it comes to instruments, and so that just kind of encouraged me to keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you want to be a mariachi.
I wanted to be a mariachi.
That was your thing, right?
Yeah. It took a little push from my family, but in the end, I really enjoyed it. It's something that, it's like I said, it's cultural. It's something that, I can help spread that culture, because, and one of the things that a lot of people don't know is it's a dying culture, mariachi music.
Yeah.
And especially in this area, in not just in the Permian Basin, but all across the board, it's something that, although you see TikToks, you see videos of all these different mariachis, but it's because those are the last remaining few that still believe in this culture.
Yeah.
Growing up, I went to Ector Junior High and Odessa High, and now I get to hear back from what's going on there, and they're telling me, well, we don't have as many students as we did in the past. It's I remember those classes were filled to the brim.
Yeah,
with
we had
students.
a problem.
It was a problem of having too many students wanting to be in the mariachi program, and now they're at the problem where we can't find enough students to want to be in it, or we're having trouble locating professors that want to teach it in the area.
Yeah.
And so that kind of puts a damper on things. But I know with the community group that we have growing at the university, we're trying to use that as a form of pipeline to help students want to go to college, continue on in college, but can also continue growing that culture.
Yeah.
And currently we're working on rebuilding that, or not rebuilding, but essentially building up that program even more. We have a great show that we do every year in the fall term, the Dia de los Muertos. We collaborate with our Ballet Folklorico on top of that, and a bunch of businesses that come out and they get to showcase at that time. And so we're trying to grow that culture in the Permian Basin, but also try to collaborate with other UT institutions, as a lot of our UT institutions actually have a program as well.
Okay.
And they're very well known for it. UTRGV, UTSA.
Oh, yeah.
UTEP just adopted that program maybe about a year and a half ago or two. Austin has a program. Yeah. UT Arlington just started one up, but as a student group only, not necessarily as a full-on course or program.
Okay.
But gotcha. It's
something. It's there.
It's there, and it's good. It's great to see that people are still wanting that culture to grow. And so, in this area, like I said, we might see a lot of mariachis or a lot of different groups in this area, but it's a dying culture.
Yeah, because you see the same ones all over and over and
you
over, for sure. And I remember the program here at UTPB. It's been around for a while.
It has.
Quite a while. And man, they always put on a show. Man. It's always fun, and you can tell that the girls that are in it, they're having a blast. The guys, they're all having a blast, man.
And that's the thing, man. It's just finding people that are wanting to have fun.
Yeah.
And it's that's one of the biggest things that we try to emphasize. Is we have to learn our music. We have to be able to get this down to a T. You want to be able to showcase this type of music and make it that grand performance, like the Vicente Fernandez level performance, the Alejandro Fernandez. And I was you want to have that top tier showcase, but at the same time, you also want to be able to have fun.
For sure.
You got to know that's part of the music is to have fun.
Yeah.
Regardless of you mess up a note or you mess up a lyric, you mess up whatever the case may be, is just keep going.
Yeah.
And then, that's the whole thing about mariachi music. The beauty of it is that actually in the actual music, accidentals are built in because it makes that sound much more cultural, depending on what you're doing, like a bolero, a huapango, a ranchera. It's all of these have these different styles, but then these artists, these the songwriters, it's they write in these accidentals because then it adds that extra level of culture to it.
I did not know that. So the Japanese also have that in their art.
Yeah, that's right.
Right, Native American Indians have that in their art.
That's right.
Right, they'll put an intentional flaw.
That's right.
In their artwork, right? Because you can't strive. You can't. There's no perfection.
That's right.
Even if you're striving for it, there's no perfection.
That's right.
So when you honor, I guess you honor the muse of the art.
That's right.
And you put in, okay, here's an intentional flaw. Just like Miles Davis, he said the only thing that makes a note wrong is your next note.
That's right. That's exactly right. It's how you follow up with it. I mean, you could just be discouraged by it and let that discourage you just carry you, or you can forget about it and just keep moving on, keep moving forward. Yeah. And so, I mean, that's one of the biggest things that we have to teach. And I mean, I preach it every single day. Yeah. It's like, I'm very religious. So, I mean, I believe in the scripture that says, it's like, I walk upon this earth as an imperfect man. It's like, so who am I to judge? Right. And so, I mean, that's one of my philosophies that I live by every single day. And so that's what I preach, is like, we are all imperfect. Yeah. And the same way as like art, music, everything has its imperfections, but I mean, it makes it. Right. It's like you're honoring what is. Exactly. Yeah. No, that's a beautiful way to live life, man. And you were taught that, or learned that and embodied that through the mariachi music. Yeah. Right? Mariachi music. I mean, in life in general. I mean, there's a lot of different ways that you can learn different things, and I mean, it's just the way that you take it in. I tell people, be a sponge. No matter, regardless of where you are, you can be in an area where you could know nothing. Be a sponge. Yeah. You can be in an area where you think you know everything. I was just about to say, be a sponge. And it's like, one of the things is never act like you're the smartest person in the room. Right. Because the moment that you believe that you are, you aren't. You aren't. Yeah. And that's the biggest thing. And that's why I love collaboration. I love working with anybody and everybody that I can, because in their areas, they're experts. Yeah. I'm not. It's like, but I get to learn from the expert. I get to learn that piece. At least just enough to be able to get me through a conversation. For sure, yeah. Just enough to be dangerous. That's exactly right, just to be dangerous. But I mean, eventually I can then become the expert, or I can help become an expert. Yeah. And that's the thing, is like, I have more knowledge, and just like how you said, is like, you just loved learning. Yeah. And that's exactly how I am. I love learning. And the point that I become comfortable where I am, or in a position that I am, that's where I'm like, okay, it's time to change. Right. Because, I mean, complacency comes from comfortability. Yeah, yes, absolutely. And we can get comfortable real quick. Oh, yeah. Definitely. I live my life being uncomfortable. Hey, yeah, that should be a shirt, right? That should be. Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? When he was in his 50 days, his philosophy was, I stay hungry. I think he had a documentary named that. Yeah, he did. I stay hungry, right? I stay hungry. And I mean, that's exactly the philosophy that everybody, regardless of what industry you go into in just general life, stay hungry. Yeah. And I mean, that just has multiple meanings across the board. And just stay uncomfortable, honestly. I think that's the difference, right? There's really two types of people, right? There's your growth mindset. That's, you're staying hungry. That's right. Continuous learning. That's you're learning how to learn, right? Right. Not just like data. That's right. Data points and certain metrics or facts, right? That's cool, right? But incorporate the learning aspect. What are you learning from that? How are you using that to move in your life? Right. And then once you learn that, then that makes it so much easier to start innovating. To become an innovator, to change things up, whether it's a policy, a procedure, a method, anything. Is like, you just start, once you learn the different aspects, the ins and outs of what it is that you're working on, then you can work on improving it to its peak. Right. Or changing it out for something that's better. And so, I mean, that's the whole beauty of it. Right. Yeah, no, that's amazing. That's very well put right there. The innovation, right? That's where innovation comes from, right? Right. Problem solving. How do you solve a problem, right? Well, you have a problem because you don't know, right? That's exactly right. When you solve it, you're learning. Yeah, and I mean, even just anticipating problems. That's the other thing, too. Yeah. It's like, you do have problem solving, but then that's more reactive versus being pro. Yeah. And I mean, there's times that you actually have to be able to do both. Because I mean, you can't always be proactive. Right. Sometimes you do have to be reactive. For sure. But I mean, like I mentioned, we're imperfect people. Yeah. And so, I mean, and like you mentioned, there's two types of people. There's those go-getters, those stay hungries. And then there's those that stay and manage and stay within their own little bubble, that stay like consistent. They have their routines. They have they're complacent. Which, I mean, complacency isn't all too bad. Yeah. But I mean, if you're wanting to grow, if you're wanting to become better, and like I say, like I tell everybody, just become 1% better every single day. Yeah. then you have to switch over.
Right.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, I was in that position for a good while.
Yeah.
I got to
easy.
the point where I had my routine.
Mm-hmm.
I loved my routine. Like there was no outside entities coming in, nothing changing it, and I wasn't learning.
Right.
I wasn't learning.
Yeah.
I was just sitting there working the same thing, doing the same thing every single day, with nothing external coming in and changing it up.
Yeah.
And after a while, I got tired of it. Like I finally saw the light.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I need to do something about this. And I changed up my entire mindset, and physically, mentally, everything. I just went through a full transformation, what I like to call a metamorphosis.
Crypto inflection point. The rise of infrastructure over speculation and hype. Money doesn't wait. Neither should we. To most, crypto still feels like a speculative sideshow. But quietly, the story has changed. But the noise is fading, and what's emerging beneath it is more serious and far more powerful. We're now entering crypto's infrastructure era. Infrastructure, the hidden engine of every revolution. Real breakthroughs do not go viral. They are not superficial. They go deep. That's the inflection point crypto is at right now. With all this information on the importance of necessity of sound infrastructure in mind, you might be wondering, who's building for this moment? Enter Texacoin, TXC, a script-based mineable layer 1 blockchain that reflects everything this infrastructure moment is about. TXC is not a speculative play. It is designed as infrastructure-first protocol engineered for performance, accessibility, and decentralization. The vision is simple. Establish the base layer through distributed mining across the state of Texas and empower layer 2 builders to create real applications with utility beyond speculation. Anchor the ecosystem in people, not centralized validators, antiquated institutions, or gatekeepers. Join the conversation. The Black Gold Energy community meets every Monday evening, both in person and virtually. Texacoin is gathering momentum block by block, and we are the movement in the Permian Basin. Want to learn more? Bring your curiosity, skepticism, or questions to one of our weekly Monday night meetups, 6 to 8 at BAM headquarters. Or join virtually. The Google Meet will be in the event description. It's not a pitch. It's not a crypto meetup. It's a table for builders, thinkers, and doers. It's open to anyone with the curiosity to explore.
I got myself right both mentally and physically. Like I started going to the gym more, started doing all these different things. It's like it's a full process.
It is right. It's you're becoming, right.
That's right.
That's what it is. It's because you were just there before, right? Existing. You were just existing. Now you're becoming, right? There is a stark difference because we all get in that, right? There's that trap that no human is absolved from being into a rut where you feel comfortable, right? Because we do have to keep it changing. You do have to, like a shark.
That's right.
You gotta stay swimming. I keep moving, man.
You gotta do it like Dory. Just
keep swimming. Don't
stop.
Because once you stop growing, once you start learning, I believe that's truly when, like, you start to get, like, your old age is a thing then, right? But it is very much in how you perspective of your life.
That is.
Do you know everything already, right?
No.
You know what I mean? Like, but so you get constantly learning, growing, figuring things out. What does the next version of me look like? What is that? Right? You mentioned getting into the gym.
Yeah.
Right? You're a bodybuilder.
I did. I am. I started bodybuilding officially about a year ago. Underwent a full kind of regimen with my meals and everything. Started dieting all the way back in February. Got on a cut and then went on an extreme cut. I think it was around March. And so got ready for a show and actually competed 3 weeks ago. And so
nice.
That was a brand new experience. I mean, I just honestly wanted to get on stage and get that feeling and see how it works out. And so after that show, I got off. I met a bunch of great people. Me networking, of course. They're phenomenal people. I keep in touch with them to this day, and we're just kind of talking back and forth, passing around tips on different workouts that we can do. But I came back with an eagerness for more.
There you go. Stay hungry, man.
That's exactly what it was. I'm continuing to be hungry for more.
Yeah. So talk to us about the experience when you got on stage. What was it?
Oh man, it was, well, I mean, let me start you up from beforehand, because I mean I was there at 6 a.m. getting prepped and ready for the show. The show started at 9, but my division didn't go on at 9, and so there were several other divisions ahead of me, and so I actually didn't go on until about 1. And so just being backstage and kind of just sitting there, it was very nerve-wracking. It was very just kind of like, I was like, at moments I'd be pumped up and ready to go, and other times I'm just kind of like, all right, I'm getting tired. I was like, I want to go on stage already. I want to do this. But then at the same time, like I said, you still have that anxiety. You have that nerve-wracking.
Right.
And one of the funniest things, and I tell everybody this, and they don't believe me, is that even though I'm a mariachi and I'm a bodybuilder, it's like I have stage fright. I suffer from stage fright. It's like when I'm performing on stage, it's like my leg is twitching or I'm sweating, I'm profusely sweating. And I'm like, I don't know what. It's like I don't know why. It's like I've been doing this for so long, but yeah, I suffer from stage fright. I don't know why. And recently, like I said, through my metamorphosis, it's like I've started to try to change things up, and I'm putting myself more out there, being more uncomfortable, so that I can start growing out of it.
Yeah.
And I actually had this conversation just last night with my director. We had practice last night, and I said, this is what I want to do, is like I'm trying to break out of this cycle of being scared of performing. And so I asked him, is like, if you can find me a song, I will learn it and I will sing it in front of everybody. And it's like, I will break myself out. And it's like, as of right now, I just sing at home, and that's how everybody knows like I'm in a good mood. But back to the show is like, nerve-wracking. I was just like, I was shaking, and I was like trying to do some push-ups. I was trying to do things to try to get me pumped up, and I kept getting messages from all of my friends and those from the gym that just kind of were motivating me and kind of encouraging me. And it's like I had a whole village behind me, and it felt phenomenal. And so then I get up on stage, and it felt like I was on air. I felt so great, and I didn't even know how happy I actually was until afterwards. My mom and my grandmother had actually gone to El Paso to go see me at this show, and they took a picture of me, and I sent it out to a couple of my friends, and they said, "You look so happy." It's like I was like, it's the moment that I've met you, I haven't seen you smile that big before, and I'm just like, wow, like I didn't know how much fun I was having up there. And so, although awesome. I did my best, of course, I didn't place in the top 5. I was top 10. But
that's awesome. You got up there and you did it, man.
I got up there and I did it. But I mean, I was encouraging the guys next to me.
For sure.
I had just met them, and I'm just from them on stage. And so they get called up for the top 5, and I'm cheering them on, and they're looking at me like, whoa. I was like, we just met. And I'm like, hey, man, but I'm proud of you. And so everything got off stage, and I talked to everybody, and they were all just very friendly and very outgoing. A couple of guys are there from Odessa, and so some of them were like, hey man, just keep up what you're doing, like you're doing great. Here's some pointers. What you need to do is just get leaner, get bigger, and you're gonna do great. Like I feel like if you continue in this, you're gonna do phenomenal things.
Awesome.
And so that's the hungriness that just kept building.
You're like, okay, somebody else sees it in me that what I'm trying to do.
And the original guy from the gym, his name is Brian Tannery, and he just got his pro card a couple weeks ago. He just got done with the pro show maybe about 2 weeks ago, I want to say. He's about to go up for another one this weekend.
Nice.
And so I mean, he's the model that I was basing myself off of. I was seeing him do these things, and this man he's like 56, 57, and he's doing bodybuilding. Like he's up there. And I mean, he had the courage to do this late in his life. And so he would talk to me about it, and he would tell me, it's like, dude, this is what I'm doing. This is what it's like. And I mean, that just kind of motivated me. And that's where I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. And so I would talk to him every single morning at the gym. He'd ask me how I was feeling, how I was doing. And then getting closer to the actual stage event, I mean, he was like, all right, have you done this? Have you done that? Have you done this? Have you done that? Like he was keeping up with me. And he's honestly been one of the biggest motivators that I've had in the gym to push me to want to keep going more. And so that's, I mean, the goal is become pro eventually.
Well, let's go, man. I love it. I love that. I love that. You're shooting for something.
That's right.
Big, right?
And that was, something big. And I mean, that's just the first, I mean, that's just initially the first step. First step was getting up on stage. Next step is just continuing, but pro is eventually where I want to go, and then keep going further if I can from there.
I got a lot of faith in you. You can do it, man.
I appreciate that, man.
And so going back to the stage fright thing. Right. I can help you. right?
I mean, you already, yeah. Like, I mean, you got me on this podcast.
Let's go,
like,
man, come on.
I've never. I mean, I started up my podcast, but I feel like I was very timid starting things off. But I mean, now you got me on yours. You're giving me more experience, more exposure. You're getting me out there. It's like I'm honestly sweating a little bit right now, but not as much as usual.
Oh, they're good. You improve, right? It's really not a pun. You get your reps in.
That's right.
Right, put your reps in. Put your reps in, and that does so much for you, right? Because you're, like you said, you're yourself new.
That's right.
And more than one way. That's right. Yeah. So I've also been hit with stage fright. Like I used back in another lifetime, I was a recording performing artist.
That's right. You did mention that.
I opened up for Pitbull.
Oh yeah.
New York, Times Square, right? Performing Nokia Theater down there, right? I think there was 3,000 to 5,000 people in there. That's the largest audience I ever performed for. Yeah. But it was nerve-wracking.
Oh, I bet.
Right? I was, but here's something that I had learned previously, because I did a lot when I lived in Austin. Because I've been hit with stage fright before, and it is the most, like, paralyzing that you can have.
That's right.
Right? I'll tell a quick story. We were performing at the legendary Flamingo Cantina.
Uh-huh.
And we were the headliners that night. They were doing a whole TV production on us, right? So we get there, not really anybody's there. We're like, okay, cool. So we go to the back. We're in the green room. And, come out a couple times, and some people, but not a lot of people, right?
Right.
So I'm like, okay. So anyways, now we're back in the green room. We're getting ready. And then they call us out. Okay, well, we had a live band. So I hear the live band, they're starting to, just jam a little bit, while they're introducing.
Yeah.
Right? So they call me on, walk into the back. And as soon as I walk on stage, I see the place is like packed. Right? And just right there, I'm like,
you go into a state of paralysis.
I feel my stomach, right?
Yep.
Right? But then I had my own microphone that I took and that I would use everywhere I went, right? That was my lightsaber.
That was your,
yeah.
That was your lucky charm.
Yes. Yeah. It was my home.
That's right.
It was my piece of home,
Go.
right? Like it could take me back to reality,
mm-hmm.
Because no matter where I was, if I could have that mic and I see it, my Sennheiser, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was going to be okay, and so, but I'm thinking about that then, right? I was just like, it's packed. Well, the band's going, well, the thing is, our set list, my song's the first song, and I'm the first guy that says anything.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm just like, I'm moving around, trying to go with, I think I'm going with the beat, but I don't know, right? I'm kind of like, I'm lost because I'm trying to remember what's the first word. What's the first word? First word. Okay, the song. This is text. What's the first word? And I was just coming. Right. And my bass player, he was like, you ready? Right? I'm like, and then, but when we go into it, boom. So what happens is it's a job. Mm-hmm. So right before when I knew that time was up, I didn't have a choice, right? So what you do is you psych yourself out, right? And this is a you do beforehand. Yeah. To know that you have to psych yourself. You have to be a different person when you're coming up.
That's right.
Like put a cape.
Right. I get you.
Right? Like you have to bring out your like personality or something. Yeah. You know what I mean? And
it's like taking a placebo.
Yeah. Right. You have to become that placebo.
You have to become the placebo.
Okay. It's like, yes. And a lot of times it's preparation before there, right? It's a job. Everything's mental.
And that's why you get drilled so much on repetition. Because then it's mental memory at that point. So that way when you go into that state, it's like, crap, I don't know
what to do.
But your muscles do.
Yeah. So
that's the thing. And I mean, relate to that story 100% because there's been times where I've gone on stage and I completely forget my entire music. Like I'm like, what was the first song? What was the first note? What song? What key is this in? Like I don't even remember. Right. And so I'm like looking around and everyone looking at me like they know like, oh crap, he forgot his music again. But no, luckily, like I mentioned, they just with repetition just for that specific reason. Yeah. Because I mean, as soon as we got up on stage and they were like, all right, here we go, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, go.
There it is, gone.
That's awesome. That's man. The performing is a different kind of animal.
It is.
You know?
It is. It's a different type of animal, and it's not for everybody.
No, it's
And that's one of the main things is like I can sing at home.
right.
I can perform at home. It's
Yeah.
like, it doesn't matter if I'm in the shower, if I'm cooking, especially when I'm cooking. My meals is like I could sing for days, and honestly, there's a couple times when I catch my grandma and then she'll try to like lower the TV
Just
that she
to
can
listen
just
to-
to listen in.
That's awesome.
And but outside, out and about, like I should that.
Yeah.
Especially on a stage.
Right.
If I get on a stage and I'm looking out, I'm like you mentioned, paralysis.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like that's what it is. It feels like I can't move. I have no control.
Yeah.
And then, but like you mentioned, it's like repetition helps with that, and it brings in that muscle memory to the point where it's like you may not have control, but your body knows exactly what it needs to be done.
Body knows exactly, man. You know what I feel what helps a lot too is bringing your mind and your body together.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Breathing practices.
That's right.
You know, if you can control your breath, control your body, your mind will follow.
That's right.
You know, so it's like a technique that you can use to kind of mash that.
Yeah,
mash
I'm definitely
together.
going to give that a try the next time I go up on stage.
Yeah, man. I used to, you know, like a
Yeah.
dog. You know, it's like, "Arr," you know, like kind of DMX it, man. Like, you know, it just lifts you up. It gets your body. It puts
does.
you in your body.
Well, and the weird thing is, or not the weird thing, but the crazy part about it is like I used to do a lot of that stuff back when I was playing football. It's like you go in,
Yes.
like right before the game, like right before you
Uh-huh.
get out, you're jumping up and down, you're skipping, you're doing something, you're getting yourself psyched, you're hyping
Yeah.
yourself up to
Yeah.
the point you're to a level of intensity. Of course, you want a different level of intensity for performing rather than
Right.
about to knock
Right.
somebody out. But
Yeah.
but that's the whole thing is like it's all these different transferable experiences that can help.
Yeah.
And so it's just trying to figure the one that's going to help the most.
Right, for you and
for me.
That context.
Exactly.
Where you're at and what you're doing.
And so, I mean, that struggle is just finding out what that is. And I've developed a few things here and there where I just kind of relax right beforehand, and I'm just kind of like easing myself in, because it also depends on the type of song that I'm playing.
Right.
Right out the jump. Because, I mean, a lot of the times we play really hyped up just to get the crowd going. But then
you
with the
gotta-
mariachi music, it's like you can start up high and then you can go down to a nice little soft bolero, a romantic song.
Yeah.
And it's just that style. So it's just a mix of emotions. So
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot more control when it comes to all the music, is like depending
Right.
on what you're playing.
Yeah. Very true. Very true. Yeah. I think when you're ready, when you're there, then you can get hype and then go slow to get
Yeah.
hype. Right. You know, you can get with your art
That's right.
at that point.
And I think, and one of the things that, and I shouted Jeremy Hernandez earlier. He was my director at OHS for Permian, or not Permian, I'm sorry, for mariachi. And one of the things that he taught us, and it stuck to me to this day, is like you have to let your emotions flow into your music. And he would this joke, and although I know it was a joke, but he also was serious about it. He's like, when we go into our final concert, for a lot of you, this is your last concert as mariachi bronco, and he was like, it's like, I want your emotions to flow into your music so much that I want people who don't even understand the music to understand it,
To feel it.
feel it, to cry. And after the show, or the next day when we got back after our show, he would tell us, he's like, I saw 3 people crying when y'all played Amor Eterno.
Ah, that's a beautiful song.
It's a wonderful song, but I mean, if you can play it with the emotion built into it, that you just let it flow into it,
Yeah.
it adds that extra,
Yeah.
that extra something.
Especially like if why that a song was written in the first place.
Yeah.
Right.
If you know the story in it, but I mean, a lot of the reasons that a lot of people know that song is mainly because of memories.
Yeah.
As like it's one of the most heard songs when it comes to deaths in the family, but a lot of times they use that as a connection to
To your
loved ones. And so I mean so a lot of people, when they hear it, they just recollect back to that time,
Right.
and it flows those emotions. But to be able to tap into those emotions,
Yeah.
as an audience member, that's something surreal and something amazing for any performer to try to do.
Yeah.
And I think when you do that, you
Right.
made it.
Because I mean that's the ultimate goal, right? It's connecting with your audience.
That's right.
It's knowing the audience. A DJ,
Mm-hmm.
right? Even though they're playing, it's not their music, they're playing it. They're still mixing to where it's an art form.
That's right.
To where you're getting emotional reaction.
That's right.
From your audience,
You're
right?
trying to build that environment, and so I mean, you have
Right.
to be able to create those types of emotions within people.
Yeah.
Now, of course, usually you relate DJs to having like the clubs and all that stuff. So
Right.
I mean, they want to create a more hype environment.
Right.
So I mean, still kudos.
Well, I'd say
to
that
them.
would depend, right? Because so I used to DJ a lot for weddings and quinceañeras.
Oh, that's also true.
And so if you can play the right song at the right moment, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna get some tears.
You're gonna get some tears.
Yeah,
Definitely.
bro. You know, so
it's just finding that perfect mix.
It really it's knowing your audience, knowing
That's
your
right.
crowd, knowing who's there, and if you can know, you can read the room.
That's right.
Right? There's people who can't read the room.
No.
Right? They're acting completely out of context. It's
Right.
Like, bro, did you not read the room?
Out the norm, and I mean, it's just, yeah. I mean, honestly, I give guys so much props because they just walk in and they just do them, and they don't really care. That's the part where I'm like, all right, I feel you, man.
Yeah.
It's like they just being themselves.
Yeah.
You can't be mad for that. But I mean, and there are certain situations where you really do have to read the room.
Bro. I have a buddy. He says crazy stuff, right? And I'm looking for something in the store the other day, and I know he would know, so I call him and I have him on FaceTime and I'm showing him the things.
Oh, that was a mistake.
Yeah, it was. But I didn't have my headphones and I needed to get the right part, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and there you go. He says something wild, and I was like, "That's why I can never take you anywhere, bro."
Funny thing is I'm the guy in the friend group that does that. It's like I mean, for the university and everything, I have this very professional demeanor.
Yeah.
Where I still have a little fun with it. I still act out of the norm of a director,
Right.
essentially. But I mean, I feel like an alumni director has to be fun, and so
sure,
but.
yeah.
Outside of the university, my personal time with my close friends group is like I am that guy that just says the most far out things that you're just like you never expect coming, and they're like, "Oh, we can't take you
anywhere, bro."
I'm like, "How would your life be any more exciting without me?"
Right?
That's
there
what I
you
tell
go.
them.
There you go, man. Hey, man. Well, awesome, bro. We've already an hour plus deep into this, man.
Oh man, I can go an hour more.
I know. It seems like we just started talking, man.
It did. It does.
But hey, do you have anything that you would like to tell the listeners here, UTPB, about you? Anything, inspiration, whatever.
Yeah, man. I mean, one of the biggest things is, I'm trying to promote the Falcon Alumni Network.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. The Alumni Network, we're rebuilding from the ground up. We've already started great with a handful of our board members, and we're expanding. Awesome. So we're growing this. It's a great network to get involved in. We will partner with local businesses to help promote them with our network, with our alumni. But we're also we're doing stuff out in the community. Like we'll be volunteering this weekend with the Alumni Network. We're trying to do a lot of different things in our community. And so if you're a UTPB alum, definitely come back and hit us up and get involved with the university. And I mean, you can get involved in more ways than one. It doesn't have to be monetary. It can also just be your time as well.
Yeah.
As like I mentioned before, this is not just a membership. I believe it to be a movement. And so you can help change a lot of lives just by your wealth of knowledge and your experiences.
Yeah.
And so, but that's pretty much what I have to say. And other than that, and just keep trotting forward.
Just keep going, man. Keep moving.
You just got to keep moving forward.
Yeah. Awesome. Hey, well, that's for the Alumni Network and you doing things. We're going to do something here at BAM, right?
That's right. That's what we're hoping for.
Yeah.
We're going to try to do a mixer out here. So definitely want to break into Midland and have our alumni here in Midland come out.
Yeah.
A lot of those from Avesta are very committed to the Alumni Network, so they'll definitely come out. But
awesome, man.
Definitely trying to grow.
Have we figured a date out yet?
I
thought we did, right?
Was it October 17th?
17th. That's what I had in my head.
That's right.
So y'all heard it here. October 17th.
BAM
Mixer, Falcon Alumni Mixer right here at BAM Patio.
That's right.
So you know how we do it at BAM.
Oh yeah, we gonna rock it.
We gonna have some fun.
That's
all the alumni throw the Falcon signal out.
There we go.
Come on down, October 17th. All right, George, man, I appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much. Great conversation, man. And best wishes and much luck and much love to you in all your endeavors, brother.
Thank you, Angel. It was a pleasure to be on, and I wish you the best as well.
Thank you, man. Thank you. All right, we'll talk soon. All right, y'all, tune in. See y'all on the next one.